Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to be jumping down into the charts to take a look at what has been going on with Vechain. As I get into this video, if you do find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you are going to be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It is completely free to join. I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find, so why not check it out today? Let's jump on down then into this chart for Vechain and take a look at what's going on here. So we're just on the hourly chart. We're paired up with Binance, and we're Tether. We're paired up with Tether, and we're on the hourly chart with Binance. So if you wanted to replicate this, you can go ahead and do that. As you can see, we've actually started to see a good reversal after this complex fourth wave correction here. So we should be looking for 5 waves up, and I think this is actually marking a pretty good reversal so far. So our targets for this are pretty clear, but I'm going to go through those as well as we get into this video. Okay, so here we have an ABC. This looks pretty much like a standard 5-wave move, even though it's not actually impulsive in its nature to the downside. It's basically a double corrective move, and in some from here we actually have again another double correction move here. So a relatively complex one, quite choppy. I'm just going to mark it up with ABCs. Not necessarily the best way of actually doing it, but it's the simplest way to explain the situation. We essentially have a big ABC here, and we could argue that all of that there really is just a C wave, and inside of here we actually have essentially we have to articulate this as an ABC in itself, overextended, crossing and overlapping and all of that kind of good stuff. But essentially, what I might actually do is relabel that a little bit more, and we'll go with the 5-wave for an irregular flat. We'll call it right about there. That works better. Okay, so a 335 essentially. Okay, and now we're looking for that reversal, and we're looking to push on up. And we can see that we've got really good traction so far, right? Now, if I throw the volumes on just for a second here, you can see that the volumes are still really small, which means there's not too much backing behind this move to the upside. So we should be aware there's going to be some volatility on this hourly chart. We're probably going to pull back down. And this wouldn't be too uncommon for a typical wave 1 or wave 2, which is usually quite deep, at least 50% of this move here anyway. And not always, but that's usually what you would expect to see. Then we'll go up into a 3rd, 4th, and 5th wave, right? And that's kind of what I'm looking for here. So I think this is actually pretty good indication of potentially just that, right? This being a wave 1, we'll have some kind of pullback. That should actually get our stochastic RSI here from overbought to oversold. That will actually then wipe out that momentum, hopefully. So what we want to do for that is we want to keep this volume down nice and low as we correct. Okay, and then we want to see the volume spike up as we spike up into a 3rd wave higher. And I think that will come because when we take a look at the 4-hourly chart, we're completely oversold. On the 8-hourly chart just here, we're also right down here, not oversold, but we're right at the very bottom. This is a reversal point that Vechain has also had before, so we should be thinking upward direction. And you can see here over the last 16 hours, we've actually got a lot of green coming in for Vechain, right? So we are moving on up in all of those directional moves. Now, the daily chart is overbought, and we do have our clear targets here at 8.193. Okay, this is the main target that we want to hit. Okay, I think that we are probably going to be heading out a little bit more towards our 8.457. Okay, and maybe a little bit more than that, but that seems to be the minimum at the moment. I'll just quickly check that on the hourly chart as well. So we just check that because we have actually pulled down a little bit lower now. The lower that 4th wave goes, the higher the 5th wave target becomes. And I'll just move that up to where it is. 8.5 exactly. Okay, 8.5 exactly from our bottom would make that 5th wave 23%. Okay, so that's where we're looking, and we're actually tracking really, really well on this right now. So there might actually have no corrections in this. It might just be a straight line up there, which would be fantastic to see. Obviously, by the time this video goes out, you'll know a little bit more than me. I'm recording this about, probably about 2.5 hours ahead of time. So just watch out. I mean, see how that plays out. But I'm expecting it to come up here at some point today, and we'll hit these targets. There's 3 key areas that we watch out for. In terms of these, we've got the 8.5, the 8.7, and the 9-cent range. Okay, each of those carrying different kind of criteria. Now, if we go past the 1.618, that 9-cent range, then there's other ways that we'd have to measure it, but I'm not going to go through those on YouTube. It's very complicated. But essentially, the most common one that I find is the 1.618. However, 1.236 if you run out of steam. You can start to see we're doing well so far. So for Vechain here, as I said, right, the stochastic RSI on the 4-hourly chart is looking really, really good. All of these waves that we've been measuring here for Vechain, all of this move here is just the third wave. We have wave 1, wave 2, all of that is wave 3. That target of 8.193 basically confirms the impulsive move of a wave 3. Without that being hit, all of these impulsive moves are just that on small time frames. They do not actually account to a bigger structure. So we must hit 8.193 for the structure to be valid on the larger time frame. Okay, after that we have some kind of pullback. This should be a complex corrective move based on the simple corrective move that was wave 2. This is usually no more than 38.2% of wave 3. So you know, typically that's kind of what we watch out for. So yeah, we'll be looking to push up, then we'll look to pull back down on this daily correction. This will be a fantastic opportunity to maybe accumulate around 6.4 cent if we're lucky, before we get a final daily fifth wave up. Okay, that fifth wave up on this daily time frame is going to be a key point for us to really make some key decisions. And if I zoom on out into our daily chart a little bit here, I think all of these moves, all 1 through 5, considering we're only in wave 3 right now, so let me grab my arrow here, we are right here right now, right? We've got the wave 4 lows to come in down here. And of course, we'll have to ride that up into a fifth wave high. And essentially, all of that will become, in my opinion, a single wave 1 of our weekly chart. Okay, meaning that we should expect a 50% drop for this next wave 2 that happens after wave 5. Then we go up into a really big, strong wave 3 and 4, right? So that's kind of the bigger structure, okay? And of course, then you can obviously transpose that into a monthly structure if you wanted to. You get the idea, right? We're tracking nicely to the upside. We're looking at good recovery now. This, if we can get our target in an impulsive structure, so what we would get that 8.193 hit, which I think we will today. With a bit of luck, we'll get there today and we won't have to carry it over again. Essentially, what we'll do is we are confident in saying that this was the bottom. Okay, we had the ability to go down to 3.5, but it doesn't look like that's actually coming in. There will be some kind of correction afterwards, and that will get a lot of people scared when a 50% drop comes. It's not a bear market, believe it or not. It's not a bear market. It is just what a wave 2 correction should do. Okay, it'll pull the rug out from you, so if you're not prepared for it, so do be prepared for a potentially deep corrective move in wave 2, and then absolutely fantastic surge, and again, people will call it a start of a new bull run or whatever. We know better because obviously we know the structure of what's going on here across all of these different time frames. We know when to call something a bear market and when to call it a bull run, and these are corrective moves within the structural structure of a bull run, right? So essentially, we know the structure's bullish, and we know that there are some corrective moves that make the appearance or make people feel like it's a very, very much a bearish sentiment, but it's actually all corrective, which is a real good key distinctive indicator. So as I bring this up into our bigger picture here, okay, of everything that's been going on now on our weekly time frame, Vechain did not hit at the highs up here in April 2021, did not hit the impulsive structure. Okay, so it was just ABC, and then it was ABC down. So what we want to do is we want to correct that. We want Vechain to get an impulsive structure now that it hasn't had in this bull run just yet. Many others are already following this as a wave 3, for example. And this is some kind of wave 4. Now, Vechain's following the overall trends of the market, but it's not following the same structure. And this is a point for Vechain to now eventually get the same structure set up and actually get us back on track for a really good run. Not saying that it wasn't on track previously, mind, because it still managed to get 17,915% in gains, even though it didn't go impulsive, right, on this weekly chart. So just a note that we want this to be an impulsive structure, because an impulsive structure basically allows us to plot out things more accurately. When there's ABC moves, there's a lot more volatility to it. Okay, and since it's been following Bitcoin, Bitcoin actually did get its trigger point, but it actually started earlier. It started in January of 2019, whereas Vechain started effectively only in the wave 3 of Bitcoin, and that was March 2020. So yeah, we need that structure to come in now so that we can plot this out in a more accurate way going forward into this final leg, and we want this to ideally be 5 waves, so we can actually put an end to this bull run in a really nice strong way here for Vechain. So guys, I'm just going to jump back down into this hourly just to summarize a little bit. I would expect some volatility potentially here on our hourly chart, some kind of pullback maybe, and to kind of get some waves set up. Our target really on this daily chart is 8.5. We could move higher to 8.7 or 9 cent. We only really need to hit 81.93 on the daily chart to make that daily chart an impulsive move, but this 5th wave should go higher than that. This 5th wave looks like it's got plenty of potential on the 4 hourly and the 8 hourly, and once all that final wave comes in, this final 3rd wave high comes in, we'll be looking for some kind of ABC correction to come down, and this ABC correction should hopefully correct our daily chart down to the oversold area for the final 5th wave up, which will be taking us up quite significantly. Okay, so one to watch out for, guys. I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.